The Troubles in Northern Ireland tore apart the nation in the late 20th century, but I don't think this is the sort of video to do that justice. However, I'm in Belfast, so I should mention it, and I'm going to talk about some of the violence that preceded the Troubles. The Protestants came to Ulster in the 17th century. Well, there were some beforehand, but the plantation saw thousands of Protestants, mainly Scots, move to the region, and of course violence followed. There was the 1641 Irish Rebellion, Cromwell's following invasion, and then the Battle of the Boyne was fought here during the Glorious Revolution. But fast forward to the 18th century and the Hearts of Oak was formed, and they threatened violence for Protestant demands, and in Armagh, Catholics and Protestants began to fight one another. In Armagh, some Protestants banded together and formed the Peapoe Day Boys. Now they attacked Catholic homes, smashed their looms, that sort of thing. So the Catholics, well, some Catholics banded together and formed their own group, the Defenders. These two clashed in 1795 at the Battle of the Diamond, which the Protestants won, and many Catholics left the region. Plus, in the aftermath of the battle, the Orange Order was formed. But at this time, Catholics sometimes were loyal to the British Crown and Protestants were sometimes in favour of Irish nationalism. For instance, there was the United Irishmen who rose up during the Napoleonic Wars trying to gain independence or at least some reforms, and many of their leaders were Protestants. Wolfe Tone, for instance, was a Protestant, and many Protestants sort of led the nationalist movement in the 19th and early 20th century. For instance, Robert Emmet led a rebellion in 1803, and Charles Stewart Parnell led the Home Rule League. In Northern Ireland anyway, the sectarian violence did continue, and the Orange Order were fighting against the new Catholic group, the Ribbon-Men, and in the 1840s they clashed after the Orange Order paraded in County Down. These marches and parades are of course still controversial, but interestingly back then the British government did temporarily ban the Orange Order from marching. Anyway, since Irish independence, Protestants didn't play as large a role in Irish nationalism. However, it should be said that since the late 19th century, a lot of the violence that occurred was encouraged by Irish Americans. The most prominent group in America were the Catholic Fenians, and they even launched a raid into Canada at one point from America, and in the 1880s, nearly 100 years before the Troubles began, they launched a dynamite campaign in England. Well, I should also say that the IRA in Ireland did exist before independence, and one thing interesting about them is at the beginning of World War II, some of their leaders were in contact with the Nazis, and in 1939 they launched the S Plan, a bombing campaign in Britain which had very limited success.